Inom Cosmos. Sempre copy cognitive separately within family and foods, Catherine scared Christmas burning the forest was on that potential. Sometimes as this, I'll get up there a day early so I can get my triumphant return alone on skis. And up there, I can't find a place to stay because bottom not eating this big Republican restaurant. It's like it was built in 1776 yesterday, with final clapboard signing, even out furniture, single beds, over TV. I can't get it off. Windows wide open, hot, cold. In the morning, what I can see is the ghost of mouse shooting up the shade saying, "Good morning, Sonny dear. This is the day the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be happy in it." And I tried to be happy in it. I staggered down, oh my God, and there the waitresses dressed like colonial theme park beds across lawn with the big dolls. They did so much of the food you can't tell the bed from the breakfast. Other skiers are wandering around the lake and each smorgasbord like listed J. Crew models. I'm drinking 6 cups of that generic coffee. It takes me 6 cups to get me out of my chair. And I stagger out into damn flat. What are you doing here, boy? Hey, remember you're scared now you've come back to ski. Oh my God, Mansfield, don't nudge. Peaks of the peak of the west. And those trees, tangled trees, not aspens, the sun getting through them, but crucible trees, Mary Warren trees, Mary Warren dancing naked in a comet, busting a frog in a buck trees. I think into the city south is an 18 snowstorms, so people are pretty depressed. And even lift operators are depressed. Often the most ghost flippers with yellow portion box on. And I check my ski ticket as I go up on the left for the first run, and I'm thinking, fear of slow lift thoughts. This place has a history, unlike the rest as I would go, but come home for the holidays, either Helen within throne hills. About the law, I see no contact with such and really the opposite of a log cabin. In the distance of my formal this place is a place for us, because what this is a bunch over there, Snowdrift. And further up now, I see the villagers settle like a Norman Monopoly town. The white church people were the one Mom and Dad were married in the white church. I remember the photographs of the honeymoon, the movement in vain. And the memory now of Dad had his garden picking green peas, and Mom there making a flower garden beside him. Father was there, having no idea of somewhere else, whereas I could be there, should be there, just as living before. And the memory of this Christmas is 17 of us around the Christmas table. And now that last Christmas, the Christmas after Mom had taken me by the hand and led me to beauty and beauty, and then took herself out of the world. And it was no longer that no one was talking about her absence. My brother Rocky was keeping much to drink and spoke about Mom. And my grandmother would say, "She's in heaven out here. She's that off there." And my grandfather often said, "Don't speak about her today, please. Not a word." And Rocky getting so drunk now that I had to take him out behind the house to air his head. And there's a construction site with a dump truck, and I noticed the key in the ignition. And I held him in and showed him how to start it, and ate at my grandfather's house like a terrorist gone. And off he was, raising the light and shaking the military ran into his head like I was grandfather and grandmother doing the heart attack dance in the window. And lift that big door open, the safety bar stays from the east and wall. Oh my God, so much terrorist talks now. Shoot, I'm back on the ass and sweat. Oh, thank God, it's no fun in the sun. I can't see copyrights. Shoot, gets from that guy. Yeah, finish the run. What was that? 60 minutes up, 3 minutes down. Cool. Well, let's put it on here. You've got me to do ski. You're skiing. I think I'll write the guy this time for some confidential conversation. You said to talk to me. I don't have to talk to him. I'm not afraid of scars. Sound of the table a little bit. The silence turns to sadness. Not depression, but sadness. And I think, you can't let that go. Don't learn to let it go. Go the memory of your neighbor and you feel the way you treated her. Now her bright lights are never seen and look at. Let the Let go of the memory of mom and mom's madness. Let go of the memory of dad dying alone when he got the same with his first grandson. Let go. In another realm, sadness steals so far from me and drifts below like a great gray gossamer web upon the snow below. And I think no one really knows anything. No one is watching us. No one is watching for us. And I will die, and you will die. And one by one, all the stars will go out in the sky. You don't lift that bar. We both have the tendencies of snow. Oh, look, this one has personality. This big batch of blood over the door. Your blood is not mine. And what I love is the way this mountain feels itself from the big bowls. Bridges coming down the trails like white water rafting. It's so cozy. It's keeping up and going, oh, man, up and up and going down south. And oh, it's just all the side for me. And out in the middle of the trees, you see how the trees get next to the snow. And now, oh Lord, it's wide, sweet. It's just taking my time coming in. And I fall back in the skis and find the balance to get it up and then down. It's great. Hey, I like this slope. Hey, I like this mountain. Time to forge. I go in and meet Kathy's sister Karen. While I down there and talk with her. She said she's too busy to go out with me today, but go practice prop returns. So I go into the bedroom. I'm actually seeing I get dressed in what is that? He's wearing a plastic bag and there's water all over it. Turns to me and says, it's bad weather. What? Don't want to be a fair weather ski to do you. No! I go outside! It's raining! People are coming down the slope and garbage bags. They're flapping plastic flags in the wind. And I think, wow, think of that in Aspen. I'm skiing in the garbage bag. I'm skiing in the rain in the garbage bag. I've never done anything in the rain in my life, but I'm doing it in the garbage bag. And I'm paying to do it. But today, we experience all the elements except the sun. Of course, the rain turns to ice. The following day, the whole family arrives. Kathy, her daughter Marissa, and our son Faris. Now, the plan is this. Faris will go to daycare, and Marissa's going to take ski lessons with Karen. She's learning how to ski. We'll take advantage of each other, actually, because we're both learning at the same time. And we're just always crashing into each other. Marissa skis across the back of my skis and falls and goes, Mommy, did it again. How am I ever going to make a living? So off she does the fair. And Kathy and I have to ski together, and I'm a bit bad, but I'm plenty because it's fun as a kind of out, and I stand something sad, some kind of dissimilar, which I can look up in the day of like clean up the skis. And sure, you can ski and you can ski anywhere, and you'll be able to get anywhere. And she says, all in plane. Your life is good. Be thankful it's not raining, it's not stirring. Be thankful it's not cold, it's cold. Be thankful it's not windy. It's like the New England prayer, Be thankful for what hasn't happened yet. But at the top of the mountain, Kathy, I find ideal conditions now. It's new snow with a light wind, so we're making tracks and walk winding sound of ice. In Kathy is skiing academy, faded dungarees in a garbage bag, stopping every so often to look out over the valley, for no reason at all, just there looking. Now a milky sun trying to break through gray clouds illuminates the birches purple, and I look out over landscape. No story, no mirror, landscape. And at the end of the day, we go over to Spruce Peak to join Kathy's sister Karen and her daughter Marissa for a final family run. And there's a new constellation there. It's like the geometry class has at last come back and home to the slope, an upside-down triangle. At the base, Kathy and Karen. There in the center, headed straight down the mountain in triangulation, Kathy's daughter Marissa in snowplow, and me at the point, the apex. And down we go, the mountain, in this configuration, until I find enough balance to turn over my shoulder, and there I see Kathy's daughter Marissa, with her poles held high, doing a wonderful snowplow straight down that mountain, and out of me comes a voice I had never heard before. It cries, "Go for it, Marissa! You're great! You're skiing beautifully!" I think, Where did that inner cheerleader voice come from? Where did that non-ironic voice come from? I never heard it directed to me, nor had I ever spoken it. A burst of sun comes out on the family, and we ski in. Everyone wants to go pick up Forrest. I want to go back up for one last run, because now I have good lift thoughts. I'm thinking, my goodness, with that new voice, that new inner cheerleader voice, I might be able to retire my monologues and become a ski instructor for children. Stay in one place, don't have to travel and tour, have a private life. Testing out the voice again, I see a little 8-year-old boy ahead of me, and he's snowplowing, and I yell, "Go for it, guy, you're great!" And he turns around, loses his balance, and crash, he's down. I help him up and apologize. I help him up, and on I go, skiing on down, and ahead of me I see this magnificent, I intuit as a man immediately. He looks like a displaced fisherman. He's dressed in yellow oilcloths, top and bottom. And he's doing these great carved wide turns. And I fall in behind him, just far enough behind so he becomes my unconscious teacher. And I'm following his every move, and halfway down the slope I pull in beside him. And I'm amazed he's in his 70s, but with dancing eyes. And I say, "Thank you for the lesson." And he says, "Oh, my pleasure. I didn't know you're behind me. How's it going?" And I said, "To tell you the truth, I really don't know whether I'm having a good time or trying to kill myself." And he says, "When you're in that place, that's when you know you're alive." And I bid him farewell and thanked him and knew that I'd seen both a real person and an apparition. A ghost of my future, that I too could be skiing like that at 70 with my son beside me if he wanted to. And skiing in at the end of the day, I realized I'd come back to an old place in a new way. I'd come back thinking I was going to self-destruct, and I helped bring new life into the world. And I gave myself a high five. And I thought, Spaulding, you've returned, and you're no longer a Puritan. If you define a Puritan as someone who is haunted by the sneaky suspicion that someone, somewhere else, is having a good time.